Welcome everyone back to another Bitcubes news. I'm here with latest changes and information about Bitcubes and everything that happened the last few days. Yeah, it was terrible, but let me explain it in detail. Did anyone put something in my shulker boxes? I don't so. Anyways, I'm here in the studio in the lobby, as you can see. But in this case, I'm going down. I'm going to the what the? Oh yeah. Oh, and by the way, the resources look different because I'm using this facts resource pack with all the upgrades there are. So I think it's awesome. It's an awesome resource pack, and it works flawlessly with my CPU at the moment. So yeah, let's continue on towards the administration office. Let me scan my eyes. Thank you. Well, that's done. A little bit laggy, but I'm out now. Weather clear. Okay, and we are out of this mess. And now I'm going to here, 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 and now I'm out. Okay. Ignore this redstone. I explained it in an early video. You can find that one on the channel as well. So, a little bit to here. Go down. Oops. Damn it. There we go. Okay, this is the plate. Well, I'm gonna explain it in blocks in this case. So let me get some blocks first. Okay. Well, first off, I'm gonna talk about what happened since Friday. Worldwide, there was a ransomware attack. Ransomware is basically a virus that enters the computer by networking, so by a worm using a weakness in Windows, and then installs itself and encrypts every file that it knows about. So, for example, TXT, PNG, GP, any image file, any text document, anything it knows, even zip files and RAR files are attacked by it. Anyways, let's show you. Bitcubes exists of two servers, two VPS servers, and the one that was attacked, in this case I'm gonna use redstone to mark that one. This one is attacked by the ransomware attack, and this one is clean. This one is the survival server, by the way. This is the survival server with creative minigames and such, BC World it's called. That's why I'm on right now. And this is the BC Land server and anything else. So, the BC World server has the BC World server files and such. So it is just one server that hosts one server, so that we know that it's stable and it includes literally everything needed. Now, this server is a little bit different because it's split out in 4 servers. The first server is the BC Land server, the amusement park. Then we have the BC Lab server. It's also needed. The contest server and then the proxy. Those 4 servers were all compromised by the attack. To be short, when the attack occurred, the system was locked down immediately after we detected it. So the servers went offline and could not start up anymore because all the plugins, all the configuration files, everything was encrypted. it did a load of damage. I was working very hard too late in the night to fix this issue by unencrypting some files if possible. That one failed because there was no way to unencrypt it without paying the money, but we don't have the money, so we cannot pay it. So what I did was making a backup before all files were encrypted. So I started backing up the BCLand and BCLab server together, and the proxy server and the contest server together. Both were two data packages, and then I zipped them both again in a RAR5 file with encryption on it. That succeeded. I got the files on my server, on my computer, by Saturday, but then we have still the problem that the VPS was infected by the virus, so I cannot place it back. So we went for a complete clean installation. So the main server, the main VPS, was reinstalled. So we upgraded it with antivirus and such. And what happened? The servers that I had before are now being controlled by the new OS that we have installed, clean, virus-free. So basically, this server is no more, and we are now running on a brand new installation on the VPS. So the IP stayed the same, data stayed the same, TeamSpeak stayed the same, everything stayed the same, except for the fact that we now have antivirus with it, and it's virus-free on the system. So what changed on the server? Well, it is a big changes that I have made. To start off, I have upgraded all the plugins to the latest version. That causes some issues with the log block, for example, but I resolved that one before. So I went on an excursion inside the plugin database of Spidget and installed, for example, a new pet plugin, which I'm going to show you in a second. The banner maker is updated and working again on survival, so premium members can create a banner and pay for the banner, of course, but they can make a banner of their idea in-game without crafting. So they open the GUI, and we'll show that later on too. Next to that, we have also the Magic Carpet plugin new for premium members on survival and creative and such. Keep that in mind. It's a very handy if you want to walk over an area. One thing that you do need to know is that you cannot run on the carpet, because then you run off it and you fall down to your death. So it's not cheating. I've also updated quite a lot of plugins, and soon the new version of the cosmetics will be updated. So I will mark this as an emerald block at the moment. If that one is updated, the problems with the GUI selector is fixed. So then it will be way more easy to use the gadgets and particles and such of the premium rank. What many also did not notice is that there is a turret plugin, which I'm also going to show in this video. So you can make turrets to defend your base against monsters, and you can upgrade the turret with more special abilities. And last but not least, let me search a great color for it, and that's the lapis block. Nice color. Is that I'm working on a new world. This world is specially made for people who don't want to fight monsters and don't want to go into the dangerous world of the Nether or the End. How did I do that? Well, I'm working on a generator, so that's what I'm going to talk about next. So let me get the redstone back. Oh, I have it already. Let's go here and move it a little bit to this, a little bit to this. So let's start off with my ideas. So let's make that a chest. Good. First, what I thought about is using a custom chunk generator. Well, that is failing because then you have a flat world, and we do not want a flat world. And why am I? Oh. Welcome back. Sorry, I was a little bit interrupted during the recording, so let's continue where I left off. Anyways, the world generation that I'm working on, a friendly world as I call it, has different features, and I'm gonna mark them with emerald blocks and signs. So let me get a sign. We have basically built already the redstone line to show you. I wanna do it with chests, but I don't think that's handy, so I changed it to a block. Okay, we have different things, so let's start with the first thing. The first thing, custom biomes. Yeah, custom biomes, yes. There are no normal biomes in this thing, it's custom biomes, so everything looks fantasy rich. Anyways, custom structures, also known as different new plants and trees and such that, well, must be in the biome. So I'm gonna connect these to each other. What am I doing? That's better. Okay. The third one that's inside this plugin that I'm working on are no monsters. So you do not need to fight monsters. There are only animals and friendly monsters available. For example, there are pigs, cows, sheep, and such, but no zombies, skeletons, and such. And in order to get these items, the custom biomes will take place. Replacements for loot is new biomes. So to be sure, because there are no mobs, so you cannot get bones normally and such. So there will be bone structures and such where you can get bones from. And for example, for arrows, you can use flint and sticks and iron and such, or feathers and so and things. And then you have rotten flesh. You can get that one too. I'm thinking of how to do that. I can make meat blocks, for example. If you break that, you get rotten flesh or something like that. Or as a drop from mossy cobblestone, that there is flesh between it. Such things. And for example, for ender pearls, you can find them in chests, in caves or something. So that makes it a little bit harder. Such things. You know what I meant. Next thing is that there is no nether and no end world. So both are replaced and put in normal world in form of a biome. So nether blocks and such, you will find them in a crater, for example. I can spawn in a crater that looks like a meteor has struck with the magma blocks and lava everywhere, and yeah, well, and netherrack and such. So that's the thing. And for the end, obsidian can also be found. Maybe the meteorite is made of obsidian. And crystals and such. All those special loot and such will be available in chests or in houses or in other things that spawn in the world. So that's basically the plan of it. And of course, it comes with a special advanced child control perms. So what this meant, what I mean with this, is that as soon as you give somebody the permission, you can control literally everything. For example, command usage. You can prevent them from teleporting to any other world or using the spawn command so they cannot go back to the lobby or something. They get put in that world and stay in that world, for example. Or they can access the lobby, but they cannot access any other worlds, you know? So they get basically a permission node that prevents them from leaving this child-friendly world and enter a horrible world with monsters. Also, you can also control whatever the wait a second. Whenever they can die, for example, if they have this node, they can't die. Override setting. Well, basically what this does is that I will get to the settings later, but this is they cannot die even if the setting says you can die in that world. So that's something to know. And also you can disable chat for non-friends. So what this means is that you can disable their chat completely, so they cannot chat in that world with other people, as long as if they have permission. And their friends, for example, can connect to him and then talk with each other. But they have to add each other as friends in order to chat with each other. So, yeah. And this is all configurable by a GUI, by the way. So you can give the permission through a GUI. Now, next thing, I'm going out of bounds, man. Oops. Next thing is the advanced configuration in-game. Basically what this does is that you can configure the plugin completely from in-game, as you are well known with MCG software. Anyways, what this does is it enables you to do many things. For example, enable/disable death. So if they are about to die, they get healed and teleported back to their bed, instead of seeing the death screen and then they have to respawn. So that's something you can know. And then there's more. You can enable or disable the child perm. So that's the permission node that I talked before. Child control. You can disable that so that everyone that has that permission, for example, you get that permission automatically or something like that, then you can make sure that it will not affect you. If you turn it off, it will not be useful for anything. Loot tables. You can change the loot found in chests. So if there is a chest generated somewhere in a building or something, you can change that based on a table system. So for example, you have biome 1, and in that biome you find a castle, for example. There are chests in that has different loot, for example, than in a cave. So that's something you might know. Let me turn back to day. Also, what's also very handy in this plugin is that it has a log system. So you can see who did what on that server. So if somebody grieves somebody else, for example, which is impossible, which I'm gonna explain in a few seconds. But anyways, if somebody destroys blocks of another person without permission or something like that, you can preview the log by simply turning on log mode and hitting the block. And then you can see who placed that block and who broke that block. And if you want to know what block was on that place, before, simply put a temporary block on that one and hit it, and you can see the data values based on that location. So that's something you might find interesting. And of course, there's also anti. I'm terrible at typing. Grief. Something that I have built a lot lately. Anti-grief in my plugins. For example, Park Manager has its own engineer rank with anti-grief built in. This one is a little bit more advanced because it works together with the log system. So basically, if somebody places a block, nobody else can break it. Nobody except for the administrators using a single perm. So how do somebody else want to work together with somebody else? Well, very simple as it is that they can give access permissions to their blocks. For example, there is a list for every player. So if player 1 likes player 2 and they want to work together, for example, they can add each other, and unless they both gave each other permissions to use their stuff and such, they cannot touch each other's builds. So yeah, so they can add each other to their lists, and it will compare it. And if it's both findable in the configuration, that's automatically saved. Then they get automatically access to building and destroying their structures. And as an admin, you can destroy every structure, enter every chest and such with the override permission of the anti-grief. And there are a lot more secret stuff in this one. So keep that in mind, that there are lots of different new features. So it's a big ass plugin. It's still in the works. It's not coming. Sorry about that. I need to sneeze. Anyways, it's not. Basically, you cannot expect it very fast until now, but it is in the works. So that you know it. Okay, let's get back. First off, what I was talking about is a new pet thingy thing. What was the command again? Let me search this, be right back. Well, here I am again. Sorry for the waiting. Well, I made a little bit of a mistake with the command. My bad. I replaced like 4 times the command. So it's epic pets GUI. There we go. And you can spawn your pet, animations, preferences, name your pet, and change how he looks. So, for example, the helmet, you can give it a different color. Change the item, I believe. There's such. Let's change this one. This for sure. And I'm back. How does this work? I didn't try it before, so I'm trying to. What am I doing? We set the current item to like blue or something. Oh, hi. Look at this. It is one with no name. Anyways, this is the pet, and you can name it. For example, friend. Troll. Oh, funny. Anyways, this is the helmet. As you can see, it's skins. You can change it to what you want. You can also use a player hat. For example, if I change it to a bird and exit out of this menu, you can see that I have a bird next to me. There's a preferences. For example, make the pet small. I can change the size. Show the name. I can hide it. For example, hide it. I can remove the armor stand, remove the arms. And disable name on sneak is a fact that if I sneak, the name is invisible. So currently I have a bird next to me and he will fly with me. wherever I go. It looks very nice, I think. Anyways, oh, back. For the chest plate, I can now change the color. For example, I want a green one, and for leggings I want a red one, and for the purple one. And as you can see now, I have a full bird with armor. How does that look? Anyways, this armor set is undeletable, so they cannot delete it. You can, for example, change it to walking animation, and as you can see, it will start animating as a walking position. And it looks terrible. Anyways, reset animation. Anyways, you can change the preferences. For example, the name tag, enable it. You can rename it. You can change the helmet, whatever you want. For example, I can change the skin to me. And I'm gonna click OK and just wait a few seconds. It should load up. Despawn. And spawn again. Oh, it's my bird again. Anyways, it should be possible to give it a player head, so I can change it to a turtle, for example, and now I have a turtle. Cool, huh? Anyways, you can do whatever you like with this one. You can change it. For the shifting one, that's sitting. If I shift, the name tag disappears, so you are invisible when playing mini games with the pet enabled, so that you know it. So that's basically the pets. You can also use spawn command to spawn it, or remove to remove your pet, or rename to rename your pet as a command. So you do not need to use the GUI if you do not want to. And note, this is a premium function, so get premium now in the donation store. And at the end of the video, I will post a link to a special coupon, which is a new thingy thing. You can now give a gift card to a friend of yours if you want to. Let me place a sign here. Pets done. Okay, then I know that I have done that one. Anyways, the banner maker. Oop. I believe this was the command. Anyways, the banner maker makes a custom banner or a alphabet. So if you click on alphabet, I can see a lot of numbers, exclamation mark, question mark, and letters. For example, take the M, and now I can customize it. For example, I can turn it to green, or red, or gray, or blue, or let's say green, for example, and now I can change the letter to, for example, dark green, or pink, red, yellow, and I can border on or off. If I turn it off, you can see it's white, and if I turn it on, you can see it around. And a banner info, and then you see how to craft it. This is the first crafting recipe, and then you can click next page to see how to craft it. You can also buy it for 100 in-game money. So for example, if I click this one, I get a banner that I bought, and as you can see, there it is. But the builder itself is more advanced. So let's go back. Create a new banner. First, you select the color you want, for example, light blue. And now you get the advanced editor. These are the basic patterns, and you can change the color of the pattern here. For example, orange. We'll change it to orange, and you can see the examples here, how it looks. And you can also click more patterns to see other patterns that you can use. See? So, for example, I can use this one. And as you can see, it's now like this. And I want to change to yellow and add a creeper face, and then green, and just to a crystal. And now I'm fine. Now I click create, and now it's in my own personal banner maker interface. Now if I click this one, you can see how to craft it. See? You can see how to craft it. And you can also clone and edit it, so you can edit it by source. You can also craft it automatically by having it in the materials in your inventory. The patterns that are in it, you can see how much, how it looks like. And here you see the total resources it used. And if you want to buy it, you can use 100 BC coins to buy it, and then you have the... Whoa, that looks pretty good. Anyways, you can buy it and then use it whatever you want. So that's the banner maker. You can also delete it again, and now it's out of your inventory screen. And you can also use... see? Who? Oh, you can also make it font bold. Anyways, let's continue on. So the banner maker is done. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the magic carpet, which is also very good. Just do MC, space, and then jump. Magic carpet is basically a glass pane of 5 by 5. And if you walk, it walks with you. Do not run, because you will fall off. Especially when you run too fast and you're chunk generating and such, you will run off it and it will automatically disable itself. You can jump as high as the world height leads, and if you press shift, you go down. You can also enable the light setting. Just do MC light, and it will toggle the glowstone in the middle, so you can see where you're going in the night. You can use the same command again to toggle it off. The tools function is disabled on this server. So if you search the plugin, you can find that it also has a tool function. I can show it to you. It's there, but premium members do not have the access to it because it's a bit overpowered to have an ender chest, and the crafting table is always by your side. You need to craft those in order to use them. Please keep in mind, if you disable the carpet in the sky, you will fall down and fall to your death. Keep that in mind. Very important. We do not want any death to occur with this problem. Anyways, those are the magic carpets. Now for the gadgets. I entered on already. To use the gadgets, simply use the PG command. It's PG pack, and then open. And normally you get this menu to choose what you want to do. The only terrible thing is that when you click it, you get kicked off the server and it breaks. This is due to a fault in the plugin and in protocol life that we need to use, especially the tiny protocol that's being used by the plugin. So what you need to do to use it currently is simply use a subcommand. For example, particle. And if you press enter without a name behind it, you can see all the particles that you can use. For example, wings. And if I do F5, I have beautiful red wings. How do you like that? I think that is beautiful. Do the same command again with the name of the wings and it disappears. I can also do meteor, and yeah, now meteor starts striking me, around me and such. It looks cool, but that's basically how this one is working. The DJ station is not working though. That one is only accessible by admins. And it's built in the lobby theater, is the DJ currently. So in order to use the DJ, ask an administrator when the theater is done. So the theater is still under construction, keep that in mind. So yeah, well that's the gadget thingy thing. What I'm doing. Well, you know. Be right back. Well, here I am again. Sorry for the delay. I was picking up the stuff because I could not find defense. So I cut that out and I put it here. Anyways, the turrets. This is the fourth one of the plugins that you may not know that it was. See, turrets. Turrets are very, very, very handy. You simply place a fence with a head on top. It doesn't matter what head. So, for example, you can get whale skulls, you can get creeper heads, zombie heads and such, player heads. You can use anything. And even better, premium members can get their own head and put it on top. So that's something that's very handy. Anyways, when you place it, it will change to your head. And you can use slash turrets for information how to use it. And you get a turret ID. Well, the ID is not important right now. But if you right click the turret, you get its GUI with its own ID. You can upgrade it with different stuff. For example, you can use emeralds to increase the damage it does per hit. You can use diamonds to increase its range. You can use gold to get its max health up, because if monsters attack this thing, it will die. It will break. Even players can break the turret, so keep it in mind. Ammo, you need to reload it if it gets empty. Keep that in mind, it not has unlimited arrows, so you need to put iron in it sometimes when the arrows are up. You can use chests to upgrade its ammunition capacity. So when you put more chests in it, it gets more ammo. And you can change the arrow types. See? Keep in mind, those some of these are for premium only. So normal players can use this one too, the turrets. But some special arrow types are for, well, for the premium members only. So, for example, if I spawn here a zombie, let me get an egg. Egg. Spawn egg. Where are the spawn egg? Zombie. Here it is. Oh yeah, it's disabled here. Try rich. Also disabled here. Spider. Vex? Maybe Vex. No. Spider? No. Ah, damn it, I disabled monsters in this world. Anyways, it will automatically shoot at them. Oh, there we go. There it goes. It shoots. Now I'm gonna show you how to max out it. So I'm getting 2 stacks of diamonds, some iron, and gold, and chests. I need chests. Anyways, when you click on it, if you want to upgrade, simply click on the item. It removed the item for me. I've maximized upgrade. It's 6 damage. I can increase range. 27 diamonds you need to for that. Max health 64 I put in, but you can upgrade it even more. So if I remove this stuff here and go to the materials, add way more gold in my inventory, enter it, click on it, and you can pairs check, upgrade it. As you can see, it has a health of 300 max. So yeah, its current health is 40, but yeah, you can do it. You can increase the ammo capacity very much. I use a stack now and it's 10% more. And as you can see, it's just loaded for 1%, so let's get some iron. Now it has ammo of 3,250 arrows. Well, you saw the normal one, so let's change to the explosion one. And fire. Goddamn thing, fire! Oh, minimum range, of course. See? Explosions. There's another one, and that's the blindness. It will blind up players normally. It doesn't do very much against monsters, but it gives them the particle effect. So yeah, keep them in mind. Then there's poison. Some mobs cannot get that, so if they get it, they will die from poison effect. Fire is extremely handy against a zombie because it turns them on fire and they burn down. And slowness will slow the mobs down, and gravity is even cooler, I think. It will pull the monster towards the turret, so that's handy. So you can upgrade, and if you want to destroy the turret, click the TNT, it will confirm it. When you click confirm, it will destroy itself. You do not get the resources back, keep that in mind. So be sure you place it on the right spot. I think that's all for now. Thank you all for watching, and I see you all next time. Good luck.